Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here, and as always, I really do hope you're doing well. Today you join me out here on a day camp. It's winter here in the UK and it's cold. I left the house this morning and got here for about 7 a.m. and at that particular period in time it was -4 degrees Celsius, and it's not much warmer now. I'd say it's probably about 1 or 2 degrees Celsius at this very moment in time. Winter camping though is something that I very much enjoy. I get quiet periods after sort of Christmas and New Year has disappeared, so that I can actually get out and do some great outdoors camping. Last year I think that I did pretty much nearly all of my outdoors camping in the winter month, in sort of January, February, March-ish. I did it all throughout the year, but that's when I did the most of it, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. But what I see is a lot of people on the internet especially, who they kind of hibernate when it comes to winter camping. And my message is simple: just get out there and do it. There's no reason not to do it. Yes, it is cold. It's colder anyway, if you're in the northern hemisphere, which I reside. And you just put more layers on. I've got like 4 layers on my top, 2 layers on my trousers. I've got thick warm socks on. I've got combat boots on. They're nice and warm anyway. I'm sheltered in my tree. That's going to kind of keep the wind off a bit. I've got a fire going. You know, there's so much you can do. It's so warm. Well, it's not so warm, but it's warm by the fire and it's warm under here. And I was in the sun until relatively recently. I had a hat and my buffalo mitts on. So I was really warm. You can do everything that you normally do as well. You go and enjoy it outdoors. There's lots of beautiful things to see, lots of lovely sights. If that wasn't enough, here it is. A book on trees, just looking around, seeing what trees are about, increasing my knowledge. Things look very differently. It's easy to identify trees, for example, in the summer months when they're leafing, because the leaves are easy to identify and the buds are easy to identify. In the winter, it's not so easy, so it's a real great way to challenge the knowledge that you already have and to work out what trees are what based on their bark, based on their growth patterns and things like that. Nice and easy to do. I've sat here for probably about an hour earlier on and just looking at different trees, trying to work out what was immediately around me. It's very nice, very enjoyable. You take other precautions as well, like, I'm sitting on a reflective heat mat here. Again, just giving me a bit more warmth so the floor doesn't take too much from me. That's what it's all about. It's being prepared, but it's mainly just get up and do it. Get up and get out there. If you're out there, you will find that you'll be enjoying it. The problem is getting the motivation to get up. It's so easy when you're in a central heated house, nice and warm, all cosy. Perhaps you've just got home from work, perhaps you have the day off, and you think to yourself, I don't want to go out and do that. I think it myself sometimes. Then I think, no, you're missing out on the opportunity. You're missing out on the beauty of the winter. You're missing out on adapting to be comfortable in a natural environment. So, yeah, why not do that? Get a stove out. Enjoy the stove. I mean, this is very warm, and if it's nearly boiling my water ready for my tea. Having hot drinks, hot food will enable you to stay warm. When you've got your layers on, that's great. You're protecting the heat that you have and you're stopping it from being taken away from you. Have a hot drink. Have some hot food. You're going to warm up internally and you're just going to irradiate more heat into those pockets. You probably get too hot, in fact, but it's better to be too hot than to be too cold, definitely. So take a stove out. I don't think I want to stoke that anymore. I think that's a lovely boil. I'm just going to let that go out. I'm very warm, so I don't actually need this heat right here. But have a stove. Don't just go for the small gas meth stoves. I've got a meth stove. They're great. The problem with meth stoves for me is that you always have to have methylated spirits with you. And I don't know what the price is worldwide, but here in the UK, methylated spirits has gone up and up and up. I remember when I was younger, methylated spirits was really cheap, but I think people, I think it was a certain subset of society were drinking it, and it's driven the price up to stop them from drinking meths and going blind or whatever it is that happens when you drink meths. But wood stoves don't seem to be so popular, I've noticed. I don't know what it is. Is it the same with you? Have you noticed that? Wood-burning stoves don't seem very popular. They're popular enough, but people don't really talk about them so much. You can just walk around. It took me, like, literally 20 minutes when I was walking here to just pick up some stuff along the way. Not even 20 minutes picking the stuff up, just like literally walk, snap, drop it into my pocket. I've got big bellows pockets on this army jacket, so I didn't say I was going to stoke it, but I'm just addicted to stoking it. I must be a firebug. That's what I am. I'll throw a few more in. Yeah, so, yeah, I didn't even spend 20 minutes collecting it. It was just 20 minutes walk to get to this location, and then getting these along the way, just breaking them off. Anything that's dead, pick it up and take it with me. There was particularly a few bits as well that were quite wet. Well, I just put them in my pocket and they've dried out. By the time I've got here, it's only surface water. When it's really dead stuff, it's pretty much only surface water that, for the very fine things that I'm talking about, you snap them off, and by the time you get to where you're going, they've dried out and your body heat's taken care of that. So it's really simple to run the wood stoves. You don't have to carry special fuel with you. The fuel's all the way around you. With some of the wood stoves, they have like a double layer that creates wood gas. That's what's being used as the fuel source and being ignited. So it's really, really cool, the different types of wood stoves you can have. My particular one that I really enjoy is the Bushbox XL, because it folds down to, that's the packet that it comes into. I don't know if you can see that all the way over there, but it's, my finger is twice the thickness of it. That's how insane it is, and that just, goes with you everywhere. I'm just going to make my tea while we're talking. It's going to be a bit warm. There we go. Using the Yugoslavia mess kit again, and it's tea, it's not coffee. I've given up coffee. I decided that I actually didn't like it, and whenever I didn't have it I was getting a headache, so I gave it up, and it's been working a real treat. I might want to top up in a bit. There we go, just let that bubble on there, let that go down. Yeah, so I don't know why people don't use wood stoves more. I think they're absolutely great. The other thing that you need to think about when you're coming out for a winter camp, or just a winter day camp, is something to eat. Your energy levels can go down pretty quickly, especially if you start getting cold, if your body starts to shiver a little. You really do need to up your energy intake. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. I've just realised I'm probably just like bellowing in steam like some kind of Hammer horror fiend coming out from the mist. I'll pop that down for a bit. Yeah, so essentially, you need to have some food with you. I tend to have... Oh, something's just fallen out there because I've just been nibbling on it. I tend to have things like fruit and nut and things like that, but today I've got some Kendal mint cake as a little treat that I got over Christmas. I love Kendal mint cake. It's great, and if you've ever been on like a long walk or a long hike and you start to get low blood pressure, it's discomforting, but it can also be very dangerous. So the fact that you can just pop a little bit of this in your mouth, like so, it's too good. Just enables you to carry on, gives you the energy to move forward, and it can also, if you're stopping off and you still feel like you've got energy, but you haven't eaten for a while, you can eat this, and the energy is going to get stored in your muscles. I believe as glycogen. So it's a great way to make sure that you're fully energized and ready for whatever nature's ready to give to you. But I do snack on other things as well. I won't get it out of my bag, but I've got like nuts, I've got oranges and yummy stuff like that. And I was tempting to bring out some rice because we had rice last night. We had some leftover. I was going to bring some rice with me, and I decided not to, just because I thought I would eat when I get back later. And I really appreciate my food. So yeah, if you're unsure about getting out this winter, just do it. Get out, make sure that you're wrapped up in layers. The only cold I'm feeling right now are my hands. And I know if I put my hand around there, it's a great deal colder than where it is here, because I've got a heat source pushing in heat around here. I've got a little microclimate of heat going on. So my hands are fine, my head's fine, they're the exposed bits. My body itself is very, very warm. Enjoyably warm. I'm enjoying nature. I'm getting some research done. I'm learning about different trees in the winter and how to spot different things. I've got a nice hot drink with me. I'm eating Kendall mint cake. I'm having a great time out here, guys. In fact, I've brought you with me as well, so I get to speak to you. Shout out to you all. You're all wonderful. If you're watching this video, you're just excellent. You just give yourself a pat on the back right now. Give yourself a thumbs up just for you. Thumbs up the video. And if you thumbs up the video, you're thumbsing yourself up, because that's great. I know thumbsing yourself up sounds a little wrong, but you know exactly what I mean, and you know the sentiment behind what I'm saying. It's pretty cool. It's enjoyable. Best thing about going out in winter is that there's hardly anyone around, and in the UK, that is something to be celebrated, because there's always someone around in the UK. There's no one around. I haven't seen a single person all day, and even if they looked over at me, they wouldn't see me anyway, because my invisible MPP camouflage. Guys, it's always great having you here. I'm trying to focus on doing more outdoor stuff with you guys, so it's not just all gear reviews. I do love doing the gear reviews. I've been doing my wild walks as well, but I don't want to make you dizzy every video with my wild walks, bobbing up and down. I thought I'd just share a day camp with you. Hopefully you've got something enjoyable from this, even if it's just me trying to say glycogen. Guys, until the next video, remember to leave me a message down there as well. Really appreciate those messages. On one of my previous videos, I got like 40 or 50 comments in the first couple of days, and that was just great, and I love that level of interaction. So if you can comment, even if it's just to say thanks, I really do appreciate it. Until the next video, guys, cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.